Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another weekly grocery haul and meal plan. Last week y'all seemed to really enjoy when I shared a little bit of meal prep, so I'm going to continue to do that occasionally, probably not every week, because honestly some weeks I am just too tired, exhausted, worn out, lazy to do a meal prep. So it definitely won't be every week. So when I do have some things to share with you, I will be sharing that with you. I think it really helps me with breakfast in the morning and snacks by having some things prepared. So those are the types of things that I will probably continue to meal prep. Things that will make breakfast easier, things that will make snacks easier, or dessert. Yeah, that kind of thing. So this week's grocery haul is a little bit different than usual, as you probably can tell by the title. This is a Kroger haul, which I haven't done like just a straight Kroger haul in a while, but my van actually was having a little bit of trouble, needed a tune-up as well as some other things. So this morning we had an appointment to go drop the van off. Andy also had an eye doctor appointment at 11, so we dropped the van off. I dropped him off at the eye doctor appointment with Lily, and then Elijah went with me to Kroger, and we chose Kroger because there's one like literally like right behind where he had his eye doctor appointment. So that's why we went to Kroger, and I spent way more money than I wanted to because it's Kroger. Things cost more than at Aldi and there's more options. So I have more things that I can impulse purchase, which definitely happened. And then I had a kid with me, so he obviously asked for a couple things. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the meal plan for the week, and then we'll get into the haul. Okay, here is our meal plan. As always, these meal plan printables are listed down below in my Etsy shop. You can purchase the set with this one and like 2 other versions, and then also a grocery list page. So, and they do come in this black and white and then a pink and blue version. But we've got breakfast. I'm going to prep some English muffin bread and use that for my avocado toast this week. I'm going to make a Hissy Fit breakfast casserole that is from Plain Chicken, and that'll be a breakfast when everybody's home. So when Andy's here, and I will make a big breakfast probably this weekend. And then overnight oats, and then the kids will do egg toast and fruit a couple times. But yeah, that's pretty much breakfast of the week. Lunch, we were gonna eat out today, but we didn't. Instead, we were just gonna eat something here at home, probably some sandwiches or homemade Lunchables or something. Hot dogs with chips, sandwiches, and leftovers. And then dinner tonight is going to be hot Italian sliders and salad. Then I've got this creamy Tuscan chicken recipe that I want to try. We're gonna do that with some pasta and salad. Carnitas tacos with Mexican rice, burgers and fries, smoked sausage Alfredo and salad, chicken and rice casserole, and spaghetti and salad. And then for snacks and desserts, I'm going to make my own hummus this week, so I'm going to prep that. We're going to do that with some veggies, yogurt, and fruit, and then I'm going to prep some cookies for dessert this week. So that is our meal plan. Okay, here is everything that I got at Kroger. Covers pretty much the whole counter. I had a lot of coupons. There were some sales, but leave your guess for the total down below. As I mentioned, it's way more than I wanted to spend, way more than I usually spend at Aldi, but leave your guess for the total down below, and then I will give you the total at the very end. So over here we've got some yogurt tubes, strawberry and vanilla. These had a digital coupon, so I bought those for the kids. Got some heavy whipping cream, milk for the kids. This was $2.99, which my milk at Aldi I know is cheap compared to everyone else, but it's around $2 right now at Aldi versus Kroger. Got some Fairlife. It was on sale and I had a coupon. Deluxe American cheese, some provolone cheese, some shredded Mexican cheese. This is one of Elijah's picks. Got some crab. He really wanted some crab. Got some Cinnamon Toast Crunch coffee creamer, and then I got this Simple Truth oat milk and the caramel flavor creamer. It's oat milk creamer, yes, and the caramel flavor to try that. Got a orange juice, a coffee, and I had coupons for both of these, a digital and a paper coupon for this that Kroger sent me in the mail because they like to send you coupons in the mail for things that you regularly buy. Got some sharp cheddar cheese. This had a coupon. Some big pepperonis for our sliders. Some already shredded Parmesan cheese because they were out of the block kind. A crescent dough sheet for the Hissy Fit casserole. Some roast beef for sandwiches. Roast beef from the deli is pretty expensive. This is almost a pound, but it was $12.49 a pound, so I paid $11.49 for this. And then I also picked up some salami for our sliders, some French onion dip, 2 things of large eggs, some Sister Schubert rolls. This is something that wasn't on my list, but since I was there and we didn't have any, I picked one up because we like to have these for dinner sometimes. They're pretty easy. You can make them in the air fryer in like 7 minutes. They didn't have the Clausen slices, so I decided to try these kosher dill Kroger ones that looked similar to the Clausen pickles. So we're going to give those a try, see if me and Elijah like them. If we do, then that saves us a little bit of money. Got some spiral cut fries for our burger night. Some of this grapefruit because I am addicted to grapefruit. It's so good, and just having it already like cut up and everything makes me snack on it way more. Got some grape tomatoes, some hot dogs for our lunch, some turkey breasts for sandwiches this week. Got some pico for our taco night, strawberries, carrots, avocados, bananas, 2 cucumbers, some celery, some already cut romaine lettuce, already washed and everything, ready to go. Saves me a step. Some peeled garlic. This one is interesting because the Aldi one isn't like this. These are like portioned out into little packages, so you don't open it all at once, which I found that pretty interesting. It will probably make it last longer since you only open a little bit at a time. Got some Ruffles to go with our French onion dip. Had that with like sandwiches for lunch or something. Got 2 things of taco shells, some light brown sugar because I was completely out, some cornmeal. I never buy cornmeal, but I needed it for the English muffin bread. Sesame seeds because I always want sesame seeds like when we have like Asian dishes just to like go on top. So I got those for that. Andy requested Cheese Whiz because he likes to eat this as like a late night snack on some sourdough bread. Got some taco sauce, some flour because I was out of all-purpose flour. I have bread flour but no all-purpose. Garbanzo beans or chickpeas to make hummus, some banana pepper rings, some chicken rice-a-roni. Usually I would buy the Aldi brand, but I got the rice-a-roni brand since I was at Kroger, and Kroger doesn't have a brand. And it was cheaper to buy the 3-pack than it was to buy the 1-pack. So that's what I did. Got some hot dog buns, some bread for our like sandwiches, make like sub sandwiches, sourdough bread for Andy's Cheese Whiz. This Annie's like yummy bunnies and cheddar, it's like mac and cheese, was on markdown. It's usually like $7, but it was on markdown for like $1.72. So I just got that for a quick side for lunch or something for the kids. Got some whole wheat bread, some dish gel, a scrub mommy for the dishes, some napkins. Guess who? I was already looking at buying this and it was marked down to $11.89, so we picked it up. Got some cola, some cherry cola, and this tropical Truly. I haven't tried this. I usually get the Truly Punch, but this is passion fruit, pineapple, watermelon, kiwi, and mango. So we will see how I like that. To get started with the food prep, I started by washing and cutting up my celery. I bought this mostly for snacking, but I will be using some for a recipe later this week. But I just took it all and started cutting it up. I know you can keep like these leaves and the end piece and use it for broth, but honestly, when I've done that in the past, it's just sat in my fridge forever. I'm just not the type of person right now at this point in my life to make homemade broth. So I just throw it away. I know I can do so much with it, but I just honestly don't. So after I have it all cut up, then I just rinse it really well with some water. Broccoli can be pretty dirty and have like actually visible dirt on it. So I make sure I rinse it really well. And then I just store it in the fridge in a container with a damp paper towel in the bottom because that keeps it from drying out. Next, I moved on to making my hummus. So I started off by just draining and rinsing that can of chickpeas that I bought and then setting it to the side. And then I cut up and juiced 1 lemon. I will have a recipe linked down below for you guys if you are interested in trying to make your own hummus. This was the first time I ever made it myself, and it turned out pretty good. The only hummus that I've made in the past was like a chocolate hummus, which is like really different. But I had this tahini that I bought for another recipe, and it goes like out of date like later this year, so I'm trying to use it up. So if you have any recommendations on other ways to use the tahini, let me know, because it comes in a pretty big bottle and you don't use a lot of it. Like in this, I only added 1/3 of a cup. So in my food processor, I've got the chickpeas that I rinsed, 1/3 of a cup of tahini, a couple tablespoons of water. It says 2 to 4. I end up adding more later to kind of thin it out. Some olive oil, some cumin, some salt, a bunch of smashed garlic. It said 2 cloves, but you know me, I like a lot of garlic, so I added more than that. And then that juice of the lemon, and that was it. I just pureed it. I did it for quite a few minutes because you want to get it kind of smooth, but halfway through I went in and like kind of scraped down the sides a little bit, and at that point I added more water because I thought it needed to be a little bit thinner. And at one point I also tasted it to see if I needed to add more salt or more garlic or even more cumin or lemon juice. I think I added half of another lemon of juice to get it to be the taste that I wanted. And then to store this, I just put it in another glass container to go in the fridge. And I will eat this hummus with cucumbers, with crackers, with that celery that I cut up. Yeah, that's my plan for it. Next, I made some cookies for dessert. I have had these strawberries and cream flavored morsels in my cabinet for a couple months now, but they go out of date like next month, so I wanted to get them used up. And the reason I haven't made anything with them yet is because the recipe on the back of it, like, it wasn't what I wanted. It was like cheesecake bars, and I didn't want that. I wanted cookies. So I just always forgot to like look up a recipe to make with them. So I finally did that. I went to like the Nestle website and found the recipe for cookies. So I will have that linked down below for you guys. I just started off with some butter and some sugar and put that in my KitchenAid with some vanilla, kind of whipped that together for a few minutes. Then I added in my egg. And then I added in my flour, my baking soda, and my salt. And then once that was all combined, I just kind of folded in those morsels. I used the whole bag. And yeah, then it was done. Then I just took my cookie scoop and scooped these out onto some pans about 1 inch apart. And then they baked on 375 for 9 to 11 minutes. You will see one batch I actually overcooked and one batch came out perfect, but the overcooked ones were still pretty delicious. If you happen to find these morsels in your store, I know that they're available at Walmart and Kroger and whatnot, and they do have different flavors. I would recommend picking them up if you see them on sale or on markdown. I got this bag for like $1.75, but I don't think I would pay like the $4 or whatever they are for it. The bag that I bought was really just white chocolate chips, some crushed up pieces of graham cracker, and then these little like strawberry, I don't know how to describe them, like gel. I don't know, they like got gooey when you cooked it, but I don't know exactly how to describe it. It was good, it tasted good, but I don't know if it's worth the price of $4. And finally, the last thing that I prepped and the thing that I am most excited to share with y'all is this English muffin bread recipe. So I started off with some warm water in my bowl. It's about 1/4 of a cup of warm water, and then 2 tablespoons of yeast and a tablespoon of honey. And then I just mix that together and let that sit to the side for about 10 minutes till my yeast was nice and foamy. And then while that was sitting to the side, I got together my flour, my salt, and my baking soda. So I did 4.5 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. But the recipe will be linked down below for you guys, so you can just quickly print the recipe if you want to try this. So I hate using multiple bowls when I am cooking. So something that I do sometimes when I feel that it is necessary to like mix together the flour or whatever separately, I use parchment paper. I just measure out my flour onto the parchment paper, and then I will whisk in the salt and baking soda to the side and just have that in there. And then I can just like pick up that parchment paper and dump it into the bowl really easily, and then I don't have another bowl to clean. So that's a little tip for y'all today. That's something that I do, just like I said, when I don't want to dirty another bowl, but I do feel that it is necessary to mix together the dry ingredients separately. So once my yeast had bubbled up, then I added in 2¼ cups of warm milk, and then I just slowly started stirring in that flour mixture, just a little bit at a time. This recipe is a super goopy recipe. You may remember about 2 weeks ago or so in my What's for Dinner, I made a peasant bread, and that was also a really goopy dough. And the only reason I was confident enough to make that is because I had seen my friend Ashley make it. And I had this English muffin bread recipe pinned on Pinterest for quite a while now. I've been wanting to try it, but I was like intimidated by the fact that it was a goopy dough. But since I made the other bread successfully, that's why I finally decided to give this one a try. So I just kept mixing in that flour a little bit at a time till I had it all mixed in, and you'll see it's very goopy, very sticky. Then I take some softened butter and grease 2 bread loaf pans. This makes a lot of bread, 2 whole loaves. And then once I had those pans greased, I went in with some cornmeal because, English muffins typically have like some cornmeal on them. So I just dusted the pans with that. And then I did my best to try and divide that dough into the 2 loaf pans pretty equally. I didn't do a great job of dividing it equally, but I did my best. And then I let this rise until it was like just over the top of the loaf pan. For me, that took about an hour. Even in a warm place, it still took about an hour to rise. And here you can see that one of them didn't rise as high because I didn't put as much of the dough in that one. And then I just baked these at 425 for about 20 minutes. And here is how they turned out. I let them cool completely before cutting them. And they really did turn out with all those like little nooks and crannies like a typical English muffin, and they taste delicious. I was talking to my friend Ashley about how I made this, and she suggested making some French toast with it. So y'all will probably see that in the future in a What's for Breakfast because that sounds amazing to me. And since this did make 2 loaves, I left one out just uncut for me to cut in the morning when I want a piece of toast. And then the other one, I just went ahead and sliced it up completely. I put pieces of parchment paper between each slice so that I could easily pull out one piece from the freezer because I am going to freeze that loaf if I just want to make like one piece to toast in the morning. That's was listed on the recipe as like a suggestion since it does make 2 loaves. But yeah, this bread is super delicious. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on trying it. That is going to be it for my haul, meal plan, and meal prep this week. I will leave the total that I spent today at Kroger right here on the screen. I believe it was around $207 after all my discounts. And then I also had a coupon like thing that you loaded to your card that was for double gas points. So I got 2 times gas points. So instead of getting like 200, I got 400 gas points. Then I was even able to get my gas for cheaper. That is the one perk of shopping at Kroger. I say one. There are other perks to shopping at Kroger, but one of my favorite perks for shopping at Kroger is the gas points because it really helps out, especially like now when gas is super duper expensive. So that really helped because like in Andy's car that I filled up, he uses premium gas, so it's like really expensive, so that helped out a lot. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.